and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
I'm awash with the stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of the UK's second-largest city, Birmingham.
All right, welcome in everyone to another deep dive. Today we're headed to the charming and sometimes chaotic world of Ambridge.
Ooh, Ambridge. Sounds delightful.
Well, it can be. Thanks to one of our fantastic listeners, we've got our hands on some audio straight from the source, BBC Radio 4's The Archers.
The Archers. A classic.
Oh yeah, it's like a window into village life, all its little dramas and secrets. We're basically eavesdropping, but, you know, for educational purposes.
I love it. A deep dive into the heart of Ambridge. What could be better?
Exactly. We're going to dissect these conversations, see what's really going on and why it matters, not just to the people in Ambridge, but maybe even to us out here.
Because let's be real, no matter where you live, small town life has its own special kind of drama, right?
Oh, 100%. We're talking about community, those unspoken rules, the way relationships work, and how people just deal with life's curveballs when everyone knows your business.
It's that human element. Ambridge might be fictional, but the way these characters react, well, it's something we can all relate to on some level.
Okay, so let's jump right in. First up, we've got some serious cricket drama brewing.
Ooh, cricket drama. That sounds intriguing.
It is. Freddy, the new captain, well, he's not exactly winning any popularity contests right now.
Oh, why is that?
He's just kicked Jolene off the team. Apparently she missed 2 practice sessions. Nets, they call them.
Uh-oh, 2 strikes and you're out.
You got it. But Jolene's not having it. She's arguing that one of the missed practices shouldn't count because this new rule was sprung on them. Which, you know, fair point, new rule. How well is it communicated?
Right, like when does a rule actually become a rule? It's that balance between structure and fairness, especially in a small community where everyone's connected. So what's Freddy's excuse?
He's all about the rules, claims he checked with Lily, you know, Lillian.
Yeah.
And she said the rule was in effect. He even says he can't make exceptions, even for family, since Jolene's a relative.
Sounds like he's trying to cover his bases, maybe avoid a tough conversation.
You could say that, but hold on, because this is where it gets good. Turns out Tracy, another player, who's actually pretty decent, she missed a practice too.
No way. So is Freddy gonna boot her off too?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Talk about putting his money where his mouth is. If he's all about the rules, there shouldn't be any special treatment.
Oh, this is gonna be juicy. It really exposes the potential fallout when rules are applied too rigidly without considering the context. What do the other characters have to say about all of this?
Okay, so Lillian, she was kind of amused by Freddy's tough guy act at first, but now, not so much.
Yeah, can't imagine this is what she had in mind.
She actually calls him, and I love this, a little weasel on a tangle web, which, I mean, perfectly sums it up, right?
It's such a great visual, and it speaks to how these seemingly small actions can have these huge unintended consequences in a tight-knit group. So is Lillian just going to sit back and watch this unfold?
Oh, absolutely not. She even hints that she might have some fun with the situation. You get the sense she's got a plan brewing. Oh, and Rex, he's in the thick of it too. Seems like he might have even encouraged Freddy to drop Jolene at first.
Interesting. Maybe some history there we don't know about.
Could be. But now, with Tracy potentially on the chopping block, he's getting nervous. He realizes this could seriously mess with the team's chances.
Oh.
So yeah, personal agendas clashing with the good of the team. Classic.
It really highlights those shifting allegiances and how individual motivations can play out within a larger group dynamic. It's like a mini social experiment.
Totally. And then there's Jolene, understandably feeling like Freddy wanted her gone anyway, rules or no rules. Plus there's this hilarious conversation about whether anyone on the team is actually any good, you know, adding a dose of reality to all this drama.
Yeah, like are they really in it to win it, or is it more about the community, the fun of it all?
Exactly. And speaking of community, let's shift gears to Claire. She's just been laid off from the dairy.
Oh no, that's never good news.
No, especially in a small village where jobs aren't exactly growing on trees. She's worried, understandably. She's even thinking about applying to the chicken factory, but it sounds pretty rough. Eddie and Emma describe the bosses as right bullies.
Yikes. Not ideal.
Not at all. But as luck would have it, Fallon, who owns the local pub, needs help in the kitchen. And Emma, bless her heart, suggests Claire for the job.
Sounds like a win-win, right?
You'd think so. But here comes Lillian, ready to throw a wrench in the works.
No, what she got against Claire?
Well, she brings up this E. coli scare from years ago at Bridge Farm, which feels a bit like digging up ancient history, if you ask me. Then she starts questioning Claire's energy, her ideas, even if she can work the till.
Wow, that's a lot of negativity. Is there something else going on here?
It does make you wonder, is this really about Fallon's business, or is there some personal beef between Lillian and Claire? And then Lillian really goes there, brings up ageism, implying Claire's too old.
Seriously. Ouch. It's a reminder that these unconscious biases can pop up anywhere, even in the most unexpected places.
No kidding. But Fallon, she handles it really well. Suggests Claire submit a CV, like everyone else, and they'll see how it goes. And Emma, she offers to help Claire type it up. Talk about community spirit, right?
It really shows the importance of having a support system, especially when you're facing tough times. It's not just about finding a job, it's about having people in your corner.
Absolutely. And to add to all this, we hear Casey's got a job interview lined up too, so Claire's not the only one dealing with work stuff. So even in a small place like Ambridge, life keeps throwing curveballs.
It's a reminder that these everyday challenges are universal. We might not all live in a village, but we all deal with job searches, changing relationships, and the complexities of community life.
So true. And speaking of everyday life, we get these lovely little glimpses into what's happening in Ambridge. Preparations for Kira's birthday party, Ed's ordered a red velvet cake, her favorite. Just sweet, normal stuff.
I love those little details, those little touches of normalcy amidst all the drama. It makes the characters feel more real, more relatable.
Totally. And then there's this mention of George's upcoming birthday, but it's handled very delicately. Makes you think maybe there's some sadness around it, some shared history that's still sensitive.
It hints at those unspoken bonds within a community, the way people rally around each other in both good times and bad. That shared history that shapes how they interact.
And then Emma checks in on Fallon after Harrison's been away. It's that quiet support network that's always there. And Fallon says having Harrison gone has actually been healthy for them.
Interesting era.
It challenges that idea that couples always need to be together to be strong. Sometimes a little space can be a good thing, even in the most loving relationships.
Absolutely. And then we're reminded we're in the countryside. They're weaning the Texel lambs, Emmer they call them. Love that.
It brings that rural element to life, those agricultural rhythms that underpin everything in Ambridge. It's like a heartbeat.
Totally. And meanwhile, Rex is working from home, still reeling from the whole Jolene situation. And then there's this awkward run-in with Rashelle, who basically ghosted him after his party.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. Modern dating woes, even in a place like Ambridge. It's a reminder that no matter where you live, those feelings of rejection and social awkwardness are universal.
So true. And Lillian can't stay quiet for long. She says straight up that Freddy needs a kick, and guess what? She and Tracy have already rescheduled that team meeting, part of Lillian's master plan, she says.
Oh, Lillian, always the puppet master. She's not letting this go. You can bet she'll use this opportunity to teach young Freddy a thing or two about managing people, not just rules.
Oh, for sure. So after all this, what are the big takeaways for our listeners? What's the Ambridge wisdom for us all?
Well, I think this little peek into Ambridge shows us that even in a place that seems peaceful, there's always something bubbling beneath the surface. The cricket drama shows how a small rule can turn into a huge mess of emotions and consequences, and how everyone's got their own agenda. And Claire's job search, that highlights how easily our personal views, even biases we might not realize we have, can affect how we see others and their abilities. It's a reminder that even in a close community, things aren't always what they seem.
Absolutely. And for me, those light bulb moments come from seeing how quickly a straightforward situation can spiral out of control. Like with Freddy, he thought he was just enforcing the rules, but look what happened. And the way people judge Claire, it makes you think, are we all guilty of that sometimes? Judging without really knowing the whole story.
Right, because everyone brings their own baggage, their own experiences to every interaction. We don't always see things objectively. And that's something to keep in mind, not just in Ambridge, but in our own lives.
So why should our listeners, wherever they are, care about this slice of Ambridge life? Why does it matter?
Because even though we might not live in a village, those themes, they're universal. Dealing with rules and expectations, supporting each other, handling conflict, the ups and downs of work and relationships, that's life. Ambridge just gives us a really interesting, sometimes funny, sometimes dramatic way to look at it all.
So well said. It's a reminder that people are people, wherever you go.
Exactly.
So here's a final thought for you to ponder. How often are the decisions made in your own life, at work, in your community, how often are they really objective? Or are they shaped by things that aren't being said, by personal histories, hidden agendas? Think about the tangle webs in your own life, the things that might be influencing things without you even realizing it. This little trip to Ambridge, it gives us a lot to think about, doesn't it?
It does. It's a reminder that there's always more to the story than meets the eye.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode.
And,
Just moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the archers.
Are you what we call Foley then?
Kind of. Yep. That's,
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
yep. That's the ball bar.
This one.
Yep, that's.
I mean, Hayley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. But I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind you. Oh, I just wish there was something practical I could do to help her, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever